Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. And today we're going to be intensifying some of our exercises with a stretchy band or resistance band. And being mindful that these bands come in different types of resistance. So I've got a little bit of a shoulder issue today. So I'm going to use a light resistance band. There's also medium and heavy. So always feel free once you've mastered one resistance to maybe bump it up a little bit if you do this workout more than one time. And another thing you can do here too is maybe have different types of resistance bands with you. So maybe you want to use light on some, heavy resistance on others, medium on others. Great way to change things up. So we'll be using that, and I'm going to just put that right here. And for those of us that need a little bit of lumbar support in that low back, you can always have a little hand towel here. This is a contact mat roll that I have folded up that I like for me that you can use. Not everybody will need that, but it's always nice to have that when we do roll ups and roll down. That being said, we're going to start seated today. So finding a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you, good. And then from here, just take a moment. I'm just going to take my hands to the heart, just reconnecting with that breath. So as you inhale through the nose, you want to expand the rib cage out to the side. And then as you exhale, you want to purse the lips a little bit, making that shushing sound, engaging that belly a little bit more. So that belly's going to come a little bit more into the spine. On that exhale, inhale and expand. Exhale. Then inhale and expand. Exhale. Take a round or two here on your own. So you will not hear me doing the shushing through all of this whole practice because I cannot talk and do that at the same time. But just know that's something that you should absolutely be doing at home. Last time. Good. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Let's reach. Keeping the shoulders down, we'll take a side bend to the left. I'm keeping my shoulders and my hips in alignment here, and both hips are down. My top arm is nice and long, so that facilitates a little bit of a deeper connection to the side versus letting that arm bend. So really reach, press out of the left shoulder, try not to hang there. And then from here, choose what you need. Is it staying here? Maybe it's coming out. Is it side bending deeper? Is it opening up towards the back? Or is it getting a little bit of a C-curve roll? Forehead in the direction of that knee in the front, but not touching. If you're taking this option, really reach with this arm. Breathing and expanding. And then from here, we'll inhale to lengthen and coming back up, taking that right into the other side. Watch your shoulder and hip alignment, reaching over, nice long arm. And when you're ready, choosing to stay here, you can side bend deeper, you can open to the back, you can find that C-curve roll. Good. So just finding things where you need to find it. What you do on this side might not quite be what you needed on the other side for this stretch. Inhale to lengthen and exhale coming up. Let's take this into a twist now. Arms are going to come up. We're going to rotate to the left. Arms can come down. Once they come down, roll the shoulders back. We want that length. We want to twist from this length here and look behind you. If you take your eyeballs a little bit more towards the back with their gaze, your head might turn a little bit more with it. Breathe and expand. And inhale and lift. Exhale, coming back. And we'll reach and we'll take that to the right. Arms coming down, rolling the shoulders back. Again, if you take your eyes, your gaze a little bit more behind you, your head will usually follow. Twisting from a length. Inhale and expand. And inhale. And we'll lift and return. Let's get into the neck a little bit here. So sitting nice and tall, I'm going to take the chin towards the chest. And you want gravity to give you that stretch down the back of the neck. So if you're not getting enough of a stretch here, take your hands, you're going to place them on the occiput, that's kind of the rounded part of the skull here, and just let gravity give you that extra stretch. There's no pulling, no tugging. All you're doing is just putting them there. And release and come up. Let's look up. Let's take the gaze to where your ceiling and the wall meet. Take the bottom lip over top of the top lip. Gives a little bit of a stretch here through the throat. Just make a funny face, but it gets that nice stretch. If you've got that turkey neck starting or something like here, give it some stretches. And then we'll take that back here. Good. Left ear, left shoulder. As I take this ear to the shoulder, careful not to let this one creep or turn to the side. We want to keep it down and back. This shoulder stays down as well. And then choose what you need. Is it here? Is it taking the chin more towards the armpit? Is it taking it up more towards the ceiling? Again, nice tall spine here. Supporting that front with, or supporting the back with a nice strong front. Good, and then we'll come back up. Just roll that around here for a moment. And then we'll take that to the other side. So from here, now I'm gonna take the right ear, the right shoulder. Again, avoid this forward motion, shoulder down. Also avoid if you're like going that way and you find yourself going into a lateral spinal flexion, all different compensating behaviors. And then again, if you want more, you can always take that chin more towards the armpit or up towards the corner. You're just finding your different places of special. Yours will look different than mine, and it might be different from side to side. And when ready, it will come down and come back to center. And we'll roll. Try to get both directions in there. And when you're ready, let's come to all fours. So if you have knees that don't always like a harder surface and you don't got a little pillow or a blanket to help you, excuse me, you can take the back part of your mat up. Good. Creating a double layer will give you a little bit of softness. You can fold that again for a quadruple layer if that's something that you ever need. Same thing for the wrist. So if you've got wrists that don't like this hyperextension, you can fold up your mat once. There's your double layer. And again, and just let the wrist or the meaty part of the hand be up here. It kind of takes the place of a wedge if you don't have one of those. But take care of yourself according to your needs. I'm going to spread my fingers nice and wide. I'm going to root through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and thumb. I want my knees to be under the hips. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranked low back. We're protracted. We're pressing away. Tops of the feet are down. Inhale. Chest comes forward. Pelvis tilts back. Up. And exhale. And we'll round, looking towards the thighs, tucking the tail. Mad cat pose. Press away from the floor just a little bit deeper here. And then inhale, taking that cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And one more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good. Take this back for just a moment for a little child's pose. I'm just going to kind of decompress my fingers, wrist here. So I call this cupcaking the fingertips. So it's kind of, you're on the fingertips like you've got a cupcake underneath that hand that you don't want to smash. But we also don't want to weight bear on cupcake fingertips. So I'm going to plant my hands down and come forward. Good. Let's go into some opposite arm, opposite leg balance work. So I'm going to start by taking the left leg out, pressing back through that heel. Let that left hip drop slightly, a little micro bend in the knees, or not the knees, but the elbows. Your elbows don't have to be super locked. You can give them a little bit of yield. Good. Now I'm going to do a little bit of footwork here. So I'm going to push with that back foot forward. Good. So I'm pushing the foot forward. Good. Getting that little foot stretch in there. Good. Now I'm going to let it push me forward. It can stay grounded, a little bit of a lift or hip height. Just don't dip through the middle, which is like this here where it collapses. And then if that's okay, right arm can come forward. Pressing out of the left shoulder. Belly button is in nice and tight. And then we'll take that down. Good. Going into the other side. Right leg's going to come back. Pressing through that heel, letting that right hip drop. A little bit of a yield in the elbows. Moving with that breath. Then if you like, good, pushing with that back foot forward and back. Good, pushing forward. Good, find your balance, find where you're gonna go. Might not be what you needed on the other side. Good, and then the left arm will come up by the left ear. And we'll take this down. Now we're gonna take this into a march, which it doesn't seem difficult, but it is. So you wanna find your balance where you're nice and strong here and you're not wobbling or doing these things to come over, okay? So find your pace, find your rhythm, squeeze the glute of the leg, squeeze the back of the shoulder on that lift and reach. I like to start a little slower and then work up a little bit quicker. Again, mindful of the form, especially if you're going faster. If going faster causes you to lose form, slow that down. Main thing here is we don't want to hang in the shoulders and we don't want to arch or dip in the back. Good. And then we'll take that down and coming down. From here, we're going to come onto our back. Make sure your band is handy here. One day I will remember not to teach classes with a clip, but today is not that day. All right, so from here, you can move any clothing out of the way, rolling the shoulders back, zipping up nice and tight. You want your hips, knees, and toes to be in this alignment. Make sure your heels are not too close and not too far away, okay? So you want to be like Goldilocks. You want to be just right. So rolling the shoulders back, nice and wide through that collarbone. We're going to rock the pelvis. So I'm just going to take my hip bone forward. So I'm creating an arch in the low back. And then I'm going to rock it back, closing any space that may be back there. Now, I can arch and do this pretty far. I'm pretty mobile in my back. You might not be. You're just going to go to where you can go. And we don't want to go so far in either direction where we get pain. So if you feel that, then we're going too far. I like to inhale on the arch and exhale on the close. Belly button nice and tight. Okay, now coming back to your safe neutral. From here, we're going to take this into a pelvic clock. So I want you to kind of envision, we're going to go counterclockwise here. So I'm going to cue this through like up, down, left, and right. So up is going to be towards your face. Down is going to be towards your feet. Okay, so we're zipped up nice and tight. Good. These are small, controlled movements. Taking it up to the left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, and up. We'll reverse that now. So taking it to the right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up. One more, right, down, left, up. Good. Rock, rock side to side. Let the head rock with you, reminding you everything is connected. And if you need to bring those knees into the chest, we'll take that as well. We're going to take this into some bridging here. We're going to use the band with this bridge. So depending on your band, some of it, depends on how long it is. Some of it depends on the resistance you have. Kind of thread it through. You want your arms, your hands to be just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and you want to be nice and long. So we're going to reach this here. Good. So we're touching the thighs. We're going to roll those shoulders back. Good. So we're going to press into the feet and the shoulders here, shoulders and feet. When you only press into the feet, that's how you start scooting backwards. Okay. So we want shoulders and feet to get on line. We're lifting the hips straight up. Good. Reach with those arms and then lower that straight back down. Good. We'll add on this time. If what we did is enough, you're going to stay there. Again, shoulders and feet are going to lift up. This time, maybe we lift the arms up. Maybe you don't go past your shoulders. Maybe you can come all the way back there. Different shoulder ranges. We're going to reach forward and lower that back down. We will do that again. Pressing through the feet and the shoulders to lift up. Reaching back. And reaching forward. And lowering down. We're going to add on again here. Pressing through the feet and the shoulders, lifting up, lifting back, coming forward. Good. Now you're going to do some little tugs here. We're going to do this 8 times. So we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting back, lifting up. Woo, feel those glutes and coming back down. Good. Place your band to the side. We'll come back to that in a moment. Now, this time when you come up into your bridge, you're pressing into the feet, the shoulders, and now you've got your arms and hands helping you press up there as well. So rolling back. Good. We're going to lift straight up here on this one. Good. And then we're going to take this into the typewriter. So we're going to let the left hip drop, back to center, and the right. And left, and right, and left, and right. And I'm not letting my knees, I'm working really hard to keep my knees in line with the hip. I don't want them to fall in or fall out. My entire foot is on the floor. I'm pressing hard through those shoulders and those arms here. Good. One more time each side. To the left and to the right. Back up, reach, and take that down. One knee at a time, coming into the chest and rock side to side. We're going to go into our hundreds from here. You can obviously do this hundreds without the band if you don't want to do it with the band. You can also, from one way to do it with the band, actually, you're going to keep your feet down, take that same grip, you'll come up here and you're going to press. Okay, that's one way to do it. I'd forgotten about that, but that is certainly doable for people who need it. Good. Another way you can crisscross here. Legs will be together. Okay. And you can be here. We don't want this to happen. So if that's happening, maybe you don't hit the band. Okay. So that's one way to do it. And then I'm going to do it at my feet because I'm going to take long legs here on this one. I'm going to put my heels in here. And I'm also going to do this in a Pilates V. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach my heels together. And anytime you put the band around the feet, you want that band to be nice and flat on the foot. If it's bunched up, it runs the risk to roll, snap, hit you in the face, that sort of thing. Nobody wants that. So from here, when you're ready, inhale, exhale. Find your feet and legs where you're going to take them. Find your arms where you're going to take them. And here we go. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift up higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Lift the chest higher, deeper through the arms, and take that down. Woo. So we'll remove that band for right now. Bringing everything in. Good. Let's take this into a supine twist. Arms out to the side, knees on tabletop, knees right over the hip. Taking that all the way over to the left. Trying to keep the right shoulder on the floor as you look to the right. Big exhale. And when ready, one leg at a time or using your abs to bring you back in, resetting your alignment here, and we'll take that to the other side. Ooh, that's a nice little relieving back pop for me. As long as it feels good, we're all good. If you feel pain with the pop, that's a big problem. Ready? We'll come back to center. We're going to take this into series of 5. We will not be doing these with the band today. We're going into single straight leg stretch. Remember, both hips stay on the floor. There is no rotation here. So I'm going to come up into my C curve. I'm going to start by taking my left knee in. Right leg is long. I'm pulling in and reaching along with this one. So here we go. And switch. And 2. And 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. And bring that down. Good. Single straight leg stretch will come up. Good. You can do these in a V or in parallel. The V just means you've got to turn out of the leg, but you don't have to do it that way. Coming up, I'll start on the right side this time. Good. I'm going to pull and switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. Pull, switch. I think this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And bring that down. Double leg stretch, we're doing just 4 of these. You can do these at a V, that external turnout, or parallel. So coming up, exhale. Inhale to reach. Exhale, come down. And 2. And 3. And 4. Double straight leg stretch. Again, parallel or the V. You can be in a C curve or not. You choose. Some people like to take their hands under here just to keep the pelvis in a good spot. You want to try to keep neutral pelvis. So I'm going to come up here. Good. I'm going to inhale and exhale. And 3. And 4. And come down and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right. Crisscross. Crisscross, hands behind the head today. Good. Elbows out to the side. Good. So your legs are single leg stretch. This time we're going to rotate. Hips stay on the floor. Rotation comes from the torso. And when you lead with the shoulder, it's a smaller range of motion, but it's a more effective exercise for your obliques, which is that waistline. So lead with the shoulder, not with the elbows. Here we come. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and taking that down. Woo! Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. We've got another supine twist coming here. Arms out to the side, knees in tabletop. Let's go to the left first this time. There we go. Breathing and expanding. Feels so good after an abdominal set. And once ready, we'll take that to the other side. And reaching, breathing. Whew. Notice where you feel and where you feel it. And when we're ready, we'll come back to center. We're going to take this into some stretches and circles and some single leg work. So I'm going to take my band. We'll start with the left leg. For whatever reason, I always favor that left side to start with, even though I'm right-handed, so go figure. But making sure that that strap is nice and flat. Good. And from here, good. I'm just going to kind of reach up. There's my grip without lifting up my upper body. And then I'm just going to pull that straight down. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull this in. Now, for a lot of you, that's going to be enough. Others, change your grip a little bit here. And then you can take it back. Okay, so just different ways to get the stretch that you need. You can point and flex that foot. And your other leg can be bent or extended long. Just make sure that if you're bent, that knee stays in line with the hip. Don't let it kind of fall out to the side or do these lazy things. Okay, so we'll release both pieces of the band into the left hand. Both hips, both shoulders will stay on the floor as you take that leg out to the left. Kind of wiggle around here, finding your best spot. You can always choke up on your band if you would like to do that. Always find the grip that works for you. Always reconnecting with the breath. Breath is important with the movement. It's also important for your stretching. And then we'll take it up. Good. I'm going to extend this leg long now. We'll just switch out the hands. Good. I'm going to arc over. Good. Kind of wiggle forward and back here. Find your best spot. If a long leg is not for you, you can always put a bend in the knee. One is not better or harder than the other. It just depends on your body in that moment, that day. So I've got days where a long leg is a deeper stretch and other days where a bent knee is a deeper stretch. I have to kind of try different things out. You'll know it the more that you do it to figure it out. Good. And from here, we'll come up. Good. So going back to that grip, we're going into the circles now. You can still have a little bit of a bend in the knee if you need to. Good. I'm just going to pull straight down. So now I'm nice and connected. I'm going to use my abdominals. This is deep abdominal work. It is hip rotation, but it's also abdominal work. So we're going to take this little circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it larger. 4, 3. Adjust your grip as needed. 2, and 1. Now, staying with the large. Good. Reverse that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now going in this direction with the tinier ones. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now put a bend in that knee, readjust your grip. Good. So this is a bend and stretch, single leg. So exhale and inhale. And you want to really resist when you bring that knee back in. We never want to just snap it back into the chest. And one more time. Good. We'll come in. You can do a mid-air switcheroo maybe here. Good. Good. So I'm going to come up. Good. Find the grip that you need. I'm going to pull straight down today and then let that leg come in. You can also take the hands behind you. You want to take the band with you. If you take the hands behind you, just finding that nice hamstring stretch. Always a micro bend in that knee. Breathing. You can point and flex that foot. Good. Now from here, once you're ready, good. Pull back off both pieces of the band into the right hand. Both hips, both shoulders stay on the floor. We'll take that leg out to the right. Kind of readjust your grip as needed. Wiggle around, find your best spot. The other knee is bent. Again, keep it in line with the hip. Try not to let it flop out as counterweight. Up. Good. Switch out. Good. arc over, kind of wiggle around again, finding out if you need a long leg or a bent knee. Might be different than it was from the other side. Once you get used to this breath, used to the stretching, you'll notice that the body wants to open up on those exhales. They're really important. And we'll take that back up. Good. Now, adjusting for our circles. So I'm going to pull straight down. We're going to do it the same way that we did on the other side. So 4 small, 4 large, and then work from the large back to the small. So here we go. Little tiny circles. Doesn't matter the direction to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll go a little bit larger. 1, 2, 3, 4, and reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And coming up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Now we'll bend in. Good. Choke up on your band as needed. And here we go. Exhale. Shh. Inhale. Control it as you come back in. Exhale. Shh. Inhale. Control it as you come back in. Inhale. 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 And one more time. Good. And we'll remove that band. All right. So we're going to do some roll-ups and roll downs and overs before we come up to a seat. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my lumbar support because I am someone who benefits immensely from that. Good. I'm taking that down. And then once you're ready, you can do this with bent knees or long legs. Arms are up. We're zipping up. Big inhale, exhale. Ooh, a little bit harder for me today. Coming up and coming over. Good. Readjust this a little bit here. Good. And then from here, if you can, good. And remember, you can always do these half down versus all the way down. Oh, you know what? I'm not in a good spot. Every time I do these, you'd think I would learn it. So always figure out where it needs to be. There it is. It was too close to my rear end. It needed to be up a little bit higher. Get grounded. Good. So why the lumbar support? Well, I've got a slight lordotic curve from years of trying to make myself look taller. So I would stand at attention with locked out knees. That put my pelvis in an anterior tilt, creating that lordotic curve. Now that I'm older and wiser, I need a little bit more help as I come up. Good. Now, from here, we're going to roll up again. We're going to take this into 2 rollovers if that's for you. If you've got a neck issue or something like that, stay with the roll up or the roll down. Good. You also don't want to whip your arms up. If you're doing that, you're using momentum and you're not getting in the core. Okay. So from here, I'm going to take this down. So this is also where pressing into the arms and the shoulders and bridges help. Coming up and over. Good. I'm shoulder width apart with my legs. The knees are not the knees, but they are too. Toes are pointing down and coming down and rolling out. And up and rolling over. Good. And then we'll do that one more time. Good. pressing into the arms and shoulders. Get you back there. Whoop. Maybe a little bit of a help with the hands and coming down. Good. And then you can let the counterweight of the legs help you come up here. Maybe, coming up and coming over. Taking that down. All right. From here, from a seated position, we're going to bring back the band. And so then from here, good. I'm just got this threaded between the pointer and the thumb. Good. I'm going to reach. So now we're going to do spine stretch forward. Spine stretch forward. Keep a little bend in the knees if you need to. We're going to peel off an imaginary wall here. I'm going to nod the chin. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Reach, reach, reach. Go to where you can go. And then we're going to stack bone by bone. Let's become all the way back up. Good. And then when we're ready, we'll go again. Nodding the chin. Start scooping in that belly. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then exhale. Stacking bone by bone. Coming all the way up. Let's do this 2 more times. 2 more times. Nodding the chin. Reaching. Coming back up. And 1 more time. Work the core. Doesn't look like it, but it absolutely is. But being mindful, we use this core and abs interchangeably. But your core, which includes the abs, are really all of the muscles in the front and back side of the body from your armpits to your hips. Good. So now from here, I'm going to take a wider grip. We're going to take this into a side bend. A side bend. We want to keep the shoulder, hand, and hip in alignment. So coming over to the left, reaching, both arms are long. And then coming up and to the other side. And back up and back to the left. Good. And back up and back to the right. Good. Both hips stay grounded when we do this work. Good. And coming back up. So we'll take this into stall now. Good. So readjust any grips. Good. From here, when you're ready, good. I'm going to rotate towards my left. I'm going to take the back hand down, reach. Good. Let's open. The band will come across the chest. Watch the neck. Coming back forward and back to center. And we're going to rotate. And back hand reaches down. And we'll reach forward. Pinky toe falls off the pinky finger, falls off the pinky toe. We're going to open and come down and come center. And 1 more time like that each side. And we'll rotate. And we'll anchor. And we'll reach. And we'll open. And coming back, reaching. And coming back center. And we'll rotate to the right. Right hand anchors. Reaching around. Opening the chest. And coming back forward. And back to center. Good job. We're going to come to kneeling. We're going to come to kneeling. So if you need knee cushion, feel free to fold up your mat or bring anything in that you need to do that. We're going to also take this band nice and flat here because we're going to kneel on this band. And when we kneel on this band for what we're going to do today, you want to make sure that you've got equal band off each side of you. So you want to make sure that you're in the very center of your band. And then we'll take this up. Okay, so again, your grip is going to vary. Some people like to do a few wraps. Some people, like myself, not so much. You just going to take the grip. So we're going to do some forward lifting. So zipping up nice and tall. Arms will lift no higher than the shoulders. So we go. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Now we'll take that out to the side. no higher than the shoulders. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take that in the cheerleader arms. We're going to put both of those together. So the left arm is going to come forward. The right arm is going to come out to the side. So here we go. 1, and then we'll switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. From here, keep your band. We're going to go into the side series. So I'm just going to lie down on my left side first. And there's different ways you can do this. You can certainly be up here if this is where you are. Make sure this is not what you're doing. So you want to be lifted. You can also be here. And you can also be here. Okay, so I'm actually going to be here. So I've got this little loop with my band now. I'm going to stick my top foot in here. Good. So different things with the legs. If you're outstretched and parallel, that's going to be harder. It's going to be a little bit easier if you're outstretched in a 45-degree angle. Your shoulders and hips are in alignment there. And then wherever you're at with that, it's going to be easier if the bottom knee is bent. So you just want to kind of find your level where you're at. So I'm going to hold on to my band here. And when you're ready, zipping up, we're going to lift, lower, bend, and stretch. Woo. Lift, lower, bend, stretch, lift, lower, bend, stretch, lift, lower, bend, stretch. One more, lift, lower, bend, and stretch. From here, again, we're going to do circles. Keep the pelvis even. It doesn't rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, and opposite direction. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, we're going to take a stretch. Bring in that knee, grab that ankle, push your hips forward, push the knee and foot back. And breathing, just getting a little bit into the quad stretch, that front of the thigh. We stretched the hamstrings earlier. Now we're stretching the front. Good. And then we'll take this here. I'm going to take the band. We're going to come onto our bellies. We're going to come into a prone position. So I've got this band here, and I want it to be right up and close to the armpit. And again, you're going to adjust your band here. And if this is too much, just release from the band. I'm going to take my hands a little forward into the side of the shoulders, rolling the shoulders back, legs are shoulder width apart. Big inhale. Good. Find a little swan or find a high swan. The higher you go, the more resistance you meet with that band. And then we're slowly taking it down. We're not snapping back down to the floor. So we're resisting that band in both directions. And we'll take it up for 2. Inhale, 3. Exhale. And last one, taking it up for 4. And exhale. Good. From here, we're going to switch sides just so that my back is not to you. I'm going to turn to the other side. Good. Which means my left leg now, but it's going to be in that band. So whatever position that you have on the other side, you want to try and be like that here so that you train evenly. Because if you always do something stronger on the stronger side and you always modify on the weaker side, then you're always going to have a stronger side and you're always going to have the weaker side. So always be mindful. Good. Find your grip where you need it. And here we go. Lift, lower, bend, stretch. Lift, lower, bend, stretch. Lift, lower, bend, stretch. Lift, lower, bend, and stretch. Now here's those circles. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Remove that band. We are officially done with the band now. Good. Bringing that knee in, grabbing the ankle, hips forward, foot and knee back. Get that quad stretch on the side. And whenever you're ready, we're going to come into a plank pose, And I'm gonna demo this up on my hands. This is gonna be a plank to downward facing dog flow. But if you need to be on your forearms here, you can do a forearm plank to a dolphin flow. So there's nothing wrong with that if you want that as an extra challenge or as a modification. So from here, when ready, knowing that knees can be grounded. So if you're going to knees to down dog, this is what you're gonna look like. Okay, otherwise, come up high if you can. Find your plank, find your length. Good. Inhale, exhale. Pushing with the feet to bring you forward into that plank. Exhale. And back. And pushing with the feet to bring you in. Hold, hold, hold. Good. I'm going to drop my knees here for these push-ups, but you can always stay lifted. Good. I'm going to turn my hands inward. Good. 6 times. Here we go. Long body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Take it back, held pose. And then we'll come to a seat. We're going to finish here with some stretches, some Little Mermaid. So you can stack your feet here, just like this, if that's okay for you. You can come into the Z. If none of this works for your hips or your knees, just come to a basic crisscross applesauce. Nothing wrong with that. You need to do what you got to do and the way you got to do it. So from here, big inhale. My feet are to the left, so I'm going to side bend to my right. Reaching. That belly button is in from that length. Keep that length. Maybe we rotate and reach. A little bit of a different stretch. Opening up to the side, moving through center, counter stretch towards the feet or towards the left. Coming up here, maybe a little bit of rotation. Relaxing the shoulders. And then when ready, we're going to take that to the other side. So switching up your feet. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, side bend over. Take it to where you can take it. Finding your length. From that length, if you would like, find that rotation. Reach. And opening back up. We'll come up. We'll counter stretch over. Reaching. One of my favorite exercises in Matwork, one of my favorite exercises in Pilates Reformer as well is Mermaid. And we'll rotate. Rolling the shoulders back. We've still got that length. And coming back center. Way to go. You made it through this little Pilates Matwork workout with the band. I hope you got what you needed, and I'll see you again really soon.